review of the Lakeview and Ward 1 district. And at that time, the Ministry of Environment boldly stated that there was no plant proposed for Ward 1, so we're not going to do a review of the air quality.
But that's not exactly true.
There is a problem with the air quality in Ward 1, and it's reflective of the Clarkson airshed study. So the ministries, here's the we found in this problem is that you have, for example, if we take these 3 cups, and this is the Ministry of Energy, this is the Ministry of Environment.
Of the cups.
Yes. Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Energy, and the OPA. They're all in little silos. They never talk and communicate with each other. It's not the Ministry of Environment talks to the Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Energy talks to the OPA. It's like they make decisions on their own and never have a discussion on, for example, where these plants should be located. So why was a decision ever made for 4 locations in South Mississauga to have power plants built when they knew that there was a problem with the air quality in southwest Mississauga? They knew there was an air quality problem, but they still decided to go out and propose to build a power plant here.
More communication, obviously. And Marilyn, are you still on the line with us?
I am.
Marilyn, satisfied with that answer?
I am. It sounds like
you got about a web of 20 politicians.
Their mind.
Now,
they might get
Marilyn, if I was a PC candidate, I would be all over this issue. I
would think so.
There's so much. It's such a hot issue in 4 ridings at least in this area.
But I want to tell.
And this story needs a hero. That's all it needs.
Marilyn,
somebody can. Yeah.
How long have you been in this city?
In the city? Yeah, I was born here.
Okay, so was I, Marilyn.
70 years.
Okay, so
right,
it's unfortunate, Marilyn, that we have our own mayor of this city, in 2006, tried to put another power plant back down at Lakeview in conjunction with EnerSource and OPG. And it's unfortunate that we have a mayor that is, and I'm going to say this on air, I'm a hypocrite, telling us and chastising Ben Chin, who works for the OPA, in Loyola High School out at Southdown and the South Service Road, condemning him to try to put a plant back down in Clarkson or Oakville or Southwest Mississauga. All the while, she's trying to put a power plant back down at Lakeview, stating that it's it's a bad quality air. Why is this happening? Why are politicians trying to do things backdoor-wise? They should be open and upfront and allow the constituents and allow the residents to make these decisions.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate.
I agree.
Marilyn, thank you for your phone call.
Well, thank you very much.
And
good luck.
Thank you,
we
Marilyn.
Appreciate it. And if you would like to share your 2 cents on this issue, a new gas-fired power plant to be built in East Mississauga and efforts to see it prevented from actually being constructed, our phone number, 905-848-LIVE. That's 905-848-5483. And amazingly, a lot of people are going to be watching this program and going, oh, I didn't know about a new power plant in East Mississauga. And again, your conversation is it's not too late to move this thing, stop this construction.
It's not.
Let's talk about what happens mid-September. You guys are going to be involved in what is hoped to be a rallying.
We're putting together another large public rally at Le Tréport Restaurant Banquet Hall on the Queensway at Stanfield. We had one there in 2005.
Which was just, and John, who's the owner of Le Tréport, has graciously donated, as he did in the last rally. He's donated the convention center, the banquet hall, for free for us to allow us to have this rally, and it's a wonderful opportunity for a community person like John to allow the community to have, to come to a banquet hall with that, allow that amount of people.
Yeah.
We just had this meeting with Eastern Power, which Eastern Power called a meeting for local residents. Up to 50 people is what they wanted to do, which was a few weeks ago, and
yes.
Was it July the 28th?
It was about 3 weeks ago, yeah.
And, it's obvious they picked a small location and a small venue.
And it wasn't very well publicized at the same time.
No, we publicized it for them, and that's why so many people turned out.
And they turned down, and your producer,
Rogers, tried to be there.
Rogers tried to be there. They turned them down, and that's the way that they've always been. Eastern has always been sort of keep smoke screen. We'll keep everything low key. We'll do things in an abnormal manner. We won't be up front. You got to understand that one of the businessman of the year for Canada was the gentleman who runs and operates Northland Power which is a power generating company in this country, and they based it on what that company does for the communities. They actually go out and outreach to the communities. What do you want to see us do? Where do you want to see these locations put into place? They actually work with the community.
Public consultation.
Exactly. And there was no public consultation. They didn't go and sit down with our mayor and say, hey, Hazel, this is what we're planning on doing, or, Carmen, who was the councilor at the time, Carmen, this is what we want to do. It's all secretive, and it's unfortunate. And Jim Tovey, who is an advocate
Ward 1
now,
city councilor,
who's new, this city councilor, who is an advocate of trying to get rid of the Ontario Municipal Board, has the right idea. I went to and I told you this earlier, Ben, I went to a meeting and I listened to Donna Cansfield, Gerritsen, who is the Minister of Infrastructure at the time, and Laurel Broughton talk about how they wanted to give back to the communities. They wanted to allow the communities and the municipalities to make decisions on their development, on how they're going to develop their city. And it's unfortunate that the province is now plopping these power plants in locations that are just absolutely ludicrous and wrong. Like, you understand, Ben, you stand in front of that gates to go into Loreland Avenue, and you literally turn, and within 100 yards you can see a house. And within 500 yards you can see a hospital. It's not, you go to Goreway or you go to Halton Hills, to those two power plants, you can't see a house for miles. Miles.
And that's the ideal situation.
Back to the meeting.
Yeah, sorry. We'll come back to the meeting.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, for the business community, the plus side of this power plant set to be built. When people hear, okay, well, power plant, bad for the environment, what is the upside? I mean, is it a big cash cow? Does it create a lot of job opportunities? I know you guys hate to point out what could be seen as positives, maybe, but what sort of jobs would be connected to a plant this size?
Okay, for example, Nanticoke when Nanticoke was at full steam, it was employing 600 people. If it could convert it to a gas-fired generating station, 55.
So it's not that serious an impact.
And they're doing their own contracting, so that the company it's their own employees. That's and what it's creating is right now is a lot of mess for local businesses. But and a lot, the local businesses didn't even know it was what was going on there even as late as 1 or 2 weeks ago. We talked to a few of them.
Right. So it's not an advantage to the local communities in terms of the small. There's a lot of small businesses in and around the Loreland plant. And there's a gentleman who owns, I think it's called Novalink, or there's a...
Novalink. We're going to come back in on Novalink. Our phone lines are open. We want to get your thoughts. A new power plant set to be built in East Mississauga, fairly close to some homes and businesses and a hospital. Your thoughts. Do you want to see a new power plant built in East Mississauga? 905-848-LIVE. Welcome back to Ben Mercer Live. Tonight we're talking about plans to build a new power plant in East Mississauga, and those who are opposed to the plan. We're in studio with two members of CHIP, that is Coalition of Homeowners for Intelligent Power, Greg Rohn and Steve Thompson. And again, we were just talking about a meeting that you guys have planned for September the 15th.
September 15th.
September 15th. Now listen, obviously, I mean, you guys are getting more coverage in the newspaper, which is wonderful. You're on our program, and so many people, this story almost seems not too unbelievable, but a little bit shocking when you go, how come I haven't heard of this before? Tell me about when people get behind your cause. What's their reaction when they go, what is this argument? Another plant here? What are the air pollution conditions?
Yeah.
What's their reaction?
As you say, it's been in the news a lot lately, and we've really ramped up our efforts again in the last number of months. And it's amazing the number of people that have come to us, having heard it the first time, who are just willing to give up their time. We have people in all sorts of communities. There's a gentleman who's started his own campaign of flyer. He made his own flyer, and we've since altered it and worked with him on that. But he's gone out and he's delivering to hundreds and hundreds of homes in Alderwood, and he's recruited other volunteers to get these flyers out, just to inform the public. We have people signing our website, the petition on our website. Very important.
What is the website?
chipcanada.org, www.chipcanada.org, and we have a petition on there. Please go and sign that.
There's the info right there.
People are right down there. People are amazed, they're shocked, and they want to get involved. And you know, it's really is something, despite the fact that we put all this work into it over the years, and despite the fact that it has been in the news, and despite the fact that all the politicians knew about it, that so many people do not know about it, even to this day. You know, it's mind-boggling, really.
You guys say Premier Dalton McGuinty has the power. He could stop this thing in a snap. You got the election coming. You guys say you sense that it's sort of a shuffle this to the back of the election conversation until after October 6th, then whatever happens, happens. In your opinion, you talk about getting the attention of the province. What would it take? I mean, what are you two prepared to do? Are you going to chain yourselves to the location?
No,
I mean, really, a lot of people would.
But I think that we're ramping up to this meeting on September the 15th. And I think that what the plan is that we are going to make it our voice is very well known in the fact that the Liberals have brought this on, the Conservatives don't have a problem with it, have avoided it, and I think it's about time that we make some changes. And there's 4 ridings that are very up for re-election in terms of Charles Sousa's riding in South Mississauga, Laura Broughton's riding, Donna Cansfield riding, and there's a new Liberal candidate that has just been elected for Mississauga East. And I think it's about time that those 4 candidates realize that this is a major, major concern for the residents in and around that power
and the
plant.
Opposition candidates.
Absolutely.
You know, it's
like we haven't heard, on this meeting on September the 15th, we're going to invite every candidate, Green Party, NDP, we're going to invite Dalton McGuinty, we're going to invite, as many politicians as we possibly can. And if they don't show up, we're still going to put a sign on their, a sign on the chair.
Well,
and we want to fill that convention center, and we want to fill it to overflowing with residents, like we did last time. It's very important that you get out and you make your voice heard, because the politicians will be there, the media will be there, and if Dalton doesn't show up, there's going to be a empty chair on stage with his name on it, and the message will be clear that he doesn't care about us.
You know, it's one thing too, because you talk about Peel Region, Brampton, Mississauga. They aren't exactly municipalities built on, civil rights struggles and grassroots protests and these sorts of things. It's really sort of a new conversation when you talk about battling a power plant and where it's going to be built. Like, we don't have the richest history when it comes to, hands across Peel Region. 100,000 people showed up.
But there has been situations, and I don't know if you're aware of this, Ben, but there was a lot of Underground Railroad situations that transpired through Mississauga, and they used to bring slaves up through the river, up through Oakville, through tunnels that used to go underneath Trafalgar Road and up into the houses, and they used to transport them across Peel Region into Toronto and out